In the previous tutorial, we are looking at how to make a very simple news bottom ticker. Now I want us to just go a little bit more and see how we can make one that is a bit more complex. That's why when I started it, I said I like beginning on Photoshop and then ending on the other plugin for vMix, so that we can be able to do something that is attractive. So as first step, you open your project on Photoshop, create a new project. It always comes with this white background, and I normally remove it. These lines help me by guiding me. So what I want to do, I want to make something that is a little bit more interesting, not just the plain one that we did last time. So I'm going to take my this is a rectangle tool and draw within this margin. Have that that high. Good. Let me minimize that. So I want to have right here news, and then a top part and a bottom part, and then just above here slightly, I'm thinking of the clock, or just below here. Okay, let me just have the clock below here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to change the color of this. I'm looking, let me just, yeah, I'm looking for something like a white that transitions to a gray, a soft color. So I'm going to come here to gradient overlay. Let me just push this a little bit so that you can be able to see everything that's happening on the screen. Remove that. Have this to be pure white. Beautiful. And have this to be grayish, so to gray. Good. The transition is a little bit hard. Let me just soften it. Oops. Can I just confirm the color? Good. So that's my color, and so far loving it. So I'm going to bring back the one at the top. Control T so that I bring it here. Let me just expand this bit. I bring it slightly there. I'm going to hold the control so that I can be able to manipulate this part alone, and good. I apply that. Now so that we normally for news, people prefer two colors, either a blue or a red gradient. So I'm thinking of doing a blue gradient. So I'm going to double click on this part, so come to the gradient option. It's going to give me what I did last time. So let me start. I'm going to go with a blue that's a little bit dark, and then I want to transition to a blue that's a little bit light. Okay, so I'm going to bring it here. As I move this part, I'm just looking at this part. I want to see that subtle change. Okay, let me just make it lighter. Too light. Good. Just make this a little bit darker. Good. Okay, too close together. Will that work? Okay, I can introduce another one, very dark blue. Okay, let me see if I can play with angle. I think that can work. Just a little bit on the scale. Good. I'm going to type news. And just hold it from here. So let me just set these values. Yes. So I'm going to make that text for news to be white so that it can have good contrast. Well, that font works. Okay, that can work. That can work. I'm feeling of making it a little bit bolder with more space. Okay, then let me see if I can. Let me go to another font. I'm a big fan of Calibri. So let me see if I can have the Calibri bold. The edges are a little bit softer. For it to look authoritative, you need edges that are sharp. Okay, this looks good. Wow, it's the super bold type. Okay, let me see how it looks. Not really working. I think one of the most toughest things is just to get the white font. Let's just see if we can get one last one. Not really. That can work. So James back. That's the fallback plan. Yes, this one will work. This will work. Can I make it more bolder? No, it's losing something. Does it have any other options? No, just that's the option. Good. So let us settle with that. Let's just have news there. We can say this is the prime news. Can you say it's the prime news? Okay, let me just do something. Let me call it news today. Let me reduce the size. On the spacing, make it bolder, reduce the size, spacing. Good. This one works. Wonderful. So what I also need to do, I can have it like this, but I'm also thinking about something else. Let me also add a part for briefs here so that it takes this format. And because I don't want to do a lot of things, I'm just going to take this part. No. Let me just draw another one. Right here at the bottom. It's always good to follow these guidelines because they really help. They really do help. Trust me, you can. So I want to have this this slant also here. So what I'm going to do, that and then hold it here, take it back a bit, 42 degrees. I need to make sure that the alignment is proper. Yes, it's a good alignment. Apply it. So I'm going to double click there, gradient overlay. It's going to apply the last one that I did. I can just play around with the scale. Now so let me, yes, that looks good, wonderful. And I'm going to have a text briefs. You can see it here. I'm going to drag it here. Yeah, I'll use Calibri. Can I use bold? Increase the font a little bit, reduce the spacing. So this is where the briefs we are going to go through. This is a good project. So far it's really looking nice. So what I need to do, yes, this is the part that I'm looking for, and I wanted to split it to two parts. So I'm going to duplicate it, and then I'm going to pick the top layer and bring it down, apply it, and I think I'm going to take away the gradient overlay, and then just give it a plain white color. Is a plain white color working, or just a soft blue, you know, just to go with the theme? But I'm thinking it's going to be too much color. What about a gray? Well, let me just do a plain white. Sorry for that. Yeah, a plain white. I think I reset something. Okay, just a plain white. So it's always good if the eye can see there's a distinction. I think I've affected something. I don't want a gradient on that. So just remove all the effects. Okay, so there is some separation, and I think that's good. So if I import it the way it is to the other side, this text is going to be editable, and this text is also going to be editable, and I don't want it to be like that. So I'm going to flatten the image. So I'm going to put everything in a folder, then flatten, then just can merge it so that it's just one image, and then I save it. So we come to the GT designer. I want to open the one that I flattened. So the main reason why we always start in Photoshop, because Photoshop is going to give you flexibility with colors, with shapes and all that. This other part is not going to give you that flexibility, but it's going to help you with how you can play around with the text. So what I'm going to do is just to create the text box, and I'm going to draw a text box here. Once I've drawn it there, yes, I want it to align from the side, and I also want it to be center aligned. And my font of choice, let me just going to write main text here. Select all, copy. Then I'm going to paste it. Paste. I think that's enough. My font of choice is always Calibri. Yes, that's the font of choice, and because it's a heading thing, I want it to be bold, and I want the text to be big. Okay, so I'm going to let me just have it good. I'm feeling we can do more bold. That's what I'm feeling. Okay, my mouse is not responding. Calibri is good, but let me see if I can get something a little bit bold and condensed. This looks interesting, but the spacing also is not working. Promising. This is a good choice, but the letters are difficult to read. Remember, since there are a lot of things moving on screen, your text should also be very easy to read. If you're working with guidelines on which font to use, which color to use, then you won't have this flexibility. But because I'm making something from scratch, I have the flexibility to play around with text and fonts until I get something that I feel works for me. So I've decided to go with Poppins, the extra black, because it's more bold, or just extra. Okay, let me just settle on the extra bold. And for the color, just to stay with the theme, I'm going to go with the dark blue color. I think that's going to be it for me there. I still feel there's a lot of space. Let me see if I can. Okay, let me just settle for that. So this is going to be this text box. I'm going to call it the main text. Sorry, this is the main text. Also going to draw another one here for the subtext. This is going to be I wouldn't need something big for this part, but I'll go with Poppin. So this is going to be the subtext. Subtext here. So always remember to have it here, so that even when you're playing around with the size on the other side, it doesn't go up, down, it just aligns at the center. So we go and look for poppins. Poppins, yes, just the regular one. And we can play with the color, or we just leave it at blue. Okay, let's just leave it here, because if we pick blue it might disappear, but it's going to be too much color. So let me just pick the darker version of blue and make it bold. No, it's too bold, too bold. Let me just medium. No, medium ain't working. That's better, so that it doesn't compete with the other text above. And I believe this one works very well. So I'm just going to call this the subtext. And then I'm going to arrange the main text to be above the subtext, so that when you're editing it, it's easier. What happened? I can just good, then I'll lock it. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to save it. Going to save it as needs today. Needs today bottom, just bottom take a BT. Good. So once you've done that, I'm going to open vMix. So I'm going to open my vMix, and then I'm going to add it to the bottom tickers tab. So I'm going to click on add input. Then I'm going to come to the title tab. Then I'm going to come to the browse. Once I'm here, I need to go to the specific place that I saved it. Now it's going to appear here. Then I'm going to click on OK. And the project is loaded. And as you can see, the project is loaded. So main text here. Just want to do two texts, and also have some scrolls so that we can see how the implementation goes. So I'm going to say main text here. What's going to be the main text? I just think about something more interesting. New tech. Just everything caps. New tech this month. Then for the subtext, super clear visuals. State the art max. So I've added two, so that when you right click, you can interchange as much as you want based on what is happening. Until next time, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. See you in the next one.